I was listening to a talk from Margaret Sullivan, who's kind of a pioneer in the media space. And she worked for the New York Times, she's worked all over the place. And she was saying how, you know, I guess the move at, whenever the internet came around made sense at the time at the executive level, but it just never really like panned out. She didn't really go into it any deeper than that, but I was
Hmm.
really like that's always front of my mind where I'm just like, what was the strategy? What, like, seeing how this all worked out, it kind of seems like it was all fated to work out this way. What could have possibly have been the strategy leading into that?
Yeah, they got dragged.
I have no
They
clue.
got they got dragged. They didn't know what
Yeah,
they were
they got
doing.
dragged. She does say, she's like, they were late to the game on this.
Uh,
And that's widely accepted as a fact of the industry because they didn't understand the internet whenever it came around. They just thought of it as another way to view things,
yeah,
not the flattening that it was.
right. Yeah, yeah. They farmed out so much, and then I think at a certain point, when your brand has been dragged to that point where it doesn't matter anymore, and you and every one of your board members and or public, investors believe that the only way to redeem it is to jump harder into the ad market, display ads, all that, then yeah, what choice do you have? You're going over the falls, and the
Yeah,
strategy is, man, I hope we survive this. That's not great.
and they didn't. Yeah, just put a fine point on that. They have not survived this. But yeah, so I was like, I think if I was to tell this to a group, there's just going to have to be some assumptions of facts that we're going to have to like move on to, like attention economy being one of them. And then kind of plotting it out too. I think it's helpful to conceptualize like the moat that was around the technological advantage of legacy media, and then the internet came around, and now anybody who is a content creator or producer for one of the legacy medias are now in a knife fight with everybody on the internet, big and small, because information can be consumed anywhere, but can also be created anywhere. And that's the world that we live in today. After the great platforming of Google and Meta, who's just like, well, we'll give you the distribution stream to not only create, but then to also distribute. And for that privilege, we'll let you do it for free. In fact, we'll even pay you if you're good enough. But we're definitely taking all of the ad revenue that is going to be hitched on to all of your content.
Yeah, I don't even I can they went such a there were so many ideas about where it could go. I can understand how they missed a lot of it. The part that I
Mm-hmm.
think is kind of insane to me is that they could be this far into it and still not understand what happened, let alone plot
Right.
a way out of it.